What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Got some big news for you guys here in this video. The White House announces over an average of $10,000 per family. We'll go over the details here for you guys in this video. I'll actually let you hear directly from House Speaker Mike Johnson here in this video. Also, the Texas flooding has claimed almost 100 lives here, and we'll go over some details here for you guys in this video here on that as well. So let's jump right in. We got a lot to go over here for you guys as we are live right now here on the YouTube It's Jimmy Show. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Don't forget to hit that like button for me here, and if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos here, as I will keep you up to date here with everything you need to know about here. Help me reach 500,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe here. Don't forget to hit that like button for me here. Take a look here. Yeah, Texas is grieving here as the flash flooding that went through Texas is just been absolutely brutal here, and has taken the lives of nearly 100 people now. Christian Girls Camp has taken the life of 27 campers there. As apparently like 7 a.m. the flooding literally rose like 25 feet in just a matter of minutes. This is the height of houses, or over the height of houses here, and apparently was while people were sleeping at 7 a.m. The water came rushing through windows here, and was absolutely just brutal. And imagine this happening here in just a matter of minutes here. You can see police and rescue efforts standing there on top of houses. So yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that was affected there. And you can see that this can happen anywhere, even in some of the hottest, driest states like Texas. Wow. Yeah, let me know your thoughts here. Also, if you need help after this disaster or any disaster, you can go to disasterassistance.gov, where you can apply for FEMA disaster assistance or resources that may be available to you. This is an official website of the U.S. government. So you can go there or direct any family members to that. So yeah, the White House and the Republicans have passed a big, beautiful bill and say that over $10,000 will be going home in the pockets of the average American family. Take a listen to what House Speaker Mike Johnson had to say here. Take a listen.
Joining me now, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Good to have you back. I know that state and federal resources have just poured into that area. Is there anything more that can be done congressionally, legislatively to help these folks?
In a moment like this, we feel just as helpless as everyone else does. I've talked to my colleagues there in Texas, Chip Roy and August Pfluger, whose families, that's Chip's district. August's daughters were at the camp. We also had Betty Carter of Georgia, had grandchildren there. It touches so many families, and all we know to do at this moment is pray. Every available resource has been deployed. The president, of course, is dialed in and watching this develop moment by moment as we are, and we'll handle supplemental funding requests as they come in. But right now, they're still trying to do rescue and recovery, and our hearts go out to all of them.
Well, as that continues, and as you may get emergency requests and supplemental, as you said, here in Washington, you're coming off a major legislative achievement here, which even until the last moment seemed like it might not come together. You had critics within the GOP, we'll talk about them, but clearly Democrats are not fans. You just heard Congressman Khanna, which I know you're friendly with him, describe what's going to happen in this bill. Here's what DNC Chair Ken Martin said. Donald Trump and the Republican Party sent a message to America. If you are not a billionaire, we don't give a damn about you. 17 million Americans will lose health care, over 5 million will lose food assistance, and millions will lose their jobs. Voters that we talked to in our latest poll very much think that this is going to hurt their family. Put the numbers up there. The largest group says not going to be good for them. You heard what Congressman Khanna said. It's going to make health insurance higher. People are going to lose the assistance they need. And so even if there are tax breaks built in for these different groups, the net offset is a negative.
I love my friend Ro Khanna, but he and the DNC chair there are sharing old, tired talking points. This is what they say every time there's Republican legislation having anything to do with taxes. They are overlooking the actual facts. All that is nonsense. Shannon, what we did in this bill is we made permanent the 2017 Trump's tax cuts, and that was geared for lower and middle class Americans, in spite of everything they said. The bottom 20% of earners saw their lowest federal tax rate in 40 years. Now we're building upon that. We just made that permanent, and we're building upon it because now we've cut tax on overtime and tips and had more tax relief for seniors. And we're giving everybody a tax cut, and that's going to help the economy. It's going to be jet fuel. Small business owners, entrepreneurs, risk takers, the people that provide the jobs, manufacturers, farmers get assistance here, and that will lift the economy. The Council of Joint Economic Advisors is expecting a 3% growth rate in the economy. That will be incredible. They're expecting 4 million additional jobs to be added. The average American, the typical American household, will have $13,000 more in take-home pay. This is a great thing for people who go to work every day. They're going to feel that, and we're excited about the upcoming election cycle in 26 because people will be riding an economic high, just as we did after the first 2 years of the first Trump administration. But this time it's on steroids.
We'll get to the political implications of that, but you talked about these being permanent and across the board. So I want to play something from Democrat out of Maryland, Congressman Glenn Ivey. Here's what he said.
It's given with one hand and taking away a lot more with the other hand. And, some of the tax cuts that they put in place for working class people are time sensitive. They expire in a couple of years, whereas the one for the wealthiest Americans are permanent.
So what about that point that some of these are not going to be permanent for working class people?
No, I don't think he read the bill. It's 940 pages, so I would give some grace on that.
Well, if he was listening on the Senate last Sunday, they were reading it.
Yeah, you're right, for 19 hours or whatever it took. Here's the thing. If you make between $30,000 and $80,000 a year, you're going to have a 15% less federal tax rate. You're going to save more money. You're going to keep more of your hard-earned money, and that's not going away. So by making all these tax cuts permanent, it's the largest tax bill, the most important, most consequential tax bill that Congress has ever passed because of what it does for people who go out and work hard every day. We're going to make it easier on them, and all the other pro-growth policies in this bill. We also, at the same time, achieved the largest savings for the taxpayers in U.S. history, about $1.6 trillion in savings. So all those things are going to have a great effect. By the way, in the bill, we're also going to secure the border permanently. We're going to return to American energy dominance again, which is going to also be jet fuel to the economy. We're going to take care of peace through strength because we're going to give important investments in our military industrial complex, which will help us in our competition with China. There is so much in this bill. It would be difficult for us to cover it in one segment, but people are going to feel that, and we're super excited about what we were able to deliver.
Okay, so the vote to get the bill actually to the floor broke a record. For hours, that vote stayed open. You had a number of GOP holdouts who said there was no way they were going to vote for this. They were very worried about spending and Medicaid cuts and all kinds of other things, and yet they came around. So the question becomes, what deals were made? There are a couple of members who've said they were given assurances outside of this bill of other things that they would get down the line.
I don't make deals, never have since I became speaker, which is why I'm still surviving with the gavel, right? You have to find out where people's red lines are and navigate through that with what we've had as the smallest margin in U.S. history at most points along the way. But we got it done. No side deals. What the extra time was, we needed that for people to process it. Remember, we got the Senate bill on a Tuesday. They modified a lot of what we did in the House. We worked on for over a year. So we needed a couple of days there for everybody to process what all those changes were and ensure that they knew exactly how that was going to be implemented by the administration. So the president, the vice president, cabinet secretaries were engaged in these discussions, answering questions. It was a full team effort, and that's how we got it over the line.
Okay, so Congressman Keith Self said that there had been promises for other offsets outside the bill itself. You talked about Congressman Chip Roy. He said their reconciliation bill. You've said there's going to be more of that.
Yeah.
He said, referring to promises that Johnson and others said that they would pursue outside of this bill.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about that publicly and privately for a year and a half. We have always planned to do the first big reconciliation bill, which is the big, beautiful bill. Now it's done, a huge leap forward for our priorities. But then also we've been planning a second reconciliation bill for the fall that would be attached to the next fiscal year, and then potentially one in the spring. That's my plan. 3 reconciliations bills before this Congress is over. I think we can do that. And so you'll see more of us advancing these common sense principles to deliver that America First agenda for the people. That's what they elected us to do.
So, wow, several different things there for you guys. You heard House Speaker Mike Johnson that they're actually planning 3 reconciliation bills there. So, wow, that's some big news because, one, that means that there's 2 more bills like this coming. Okay, so that's some big news because what will be in the next 2 bills coming? Let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. Remember that these bills will almost surely pass because Republicans can pass them on their own without any Democrat votes. Okay, just like the Democrats passed their reconciliation bill, which had the $1,400 stimulus checks and Biden's agenda when the Democrats had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Okay, and also President Trump has hinted and actually said that the Doge dividend refund checks are something on his agenda and something that he wants. Will that be coming in addition to what we just saw from this bill? You actually heard that over $10,000, they actually said up to $13,000 going towards family from this bill. Okay, so we have things from this bill like the tax cuts, which is what they call the largest tax cut in history. It lowers the tax brackets of every single tax bracket. Okay, so anybody that pays taxes, it lowers taxes. And for the most part, I think most people would agree that lower taxes are a good thing. Okay, so that's the biggest pay for in this bill. That's the biggest amount, that's the biggest dollar amount, the biggest pay for in this bill. You also have things like the $2,200 child tax credits, which is $2,200 per child. Okay, $2,200 per child. You also have the $6,000 senior bonus, the senior bonus credit that they're calling for people age 65 and older. I have another video that I'll link you to with more details. They will go into more details on all of these. I'll link you to that here in a minute. So you got that. You also have the $1,000 Trump savings accounts. You have the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and I'm trying to think what else. I mean, there's a lot of different things in this bill. You have the car deduction, car interest deduction up to, I think it's $10,000. You have that there in there as well. I think that's only for American-made cars. I think it's $10,000. So you have that new thing there in there as well. There's a lot of different things in this bill that has just passed. And you just heard House Speaker Mike Johnson say that there will be 2 more bills coming, which is really big news. And what do you think should be in the next bill or 2? Let me know down below in the comment section. So I'll link you to the next video here with more details about the $2,200, the $6,000, and what's in the other bill or what's in that bill here now. So make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos with more details as new news comes out here about anything you need to know about. Subscribe down below, click the bell icon so you don't miss out. Share this video so you can share this with anybody that needs to hear this information. And don't forget to like this video as well. Click this video here to see more details about everything that's in this bill that you need to know about. Or click this video here to see a letter that Social Security just sent out to millions of Americans. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.